we go again. You ready? What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Whenever you gonna see this, man. Hope everybody's doing well, man. Thank you for coming to my show. If it's your first time here, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for coming, man. Welcome to Six Paths TV. In the words of the great Hove, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I appreciate that, man. We're gonna get into a few topics today, man. But on the show, you know what I'm saying, we what we started doing, if you're new to the channel, is that we open every show with a song. Real casual, nothing too crazy, not too much sauce, just right. You know what I'm saying? And I do that because I want you guys to learn how to give your heart. Because in 2025, listen, when we communicating, when we talking on shit, it gotta come from here. And for the content creators out there, whatever you doing, whatever you making, if you not putting everything into the moment, it ain't never gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna be getting into this Drake thing. I got a lot more slides I didn't show yesterday. Drake dropped the Fighting Irish freestyle, and listen, the hate is so crazy for the boy. And again, when we look at the situation, the whole purpose is, for one, I want black men to understand and see why you at the bottom. For all the talent we have, for all our flavor, creativity, our strength, our I say this, our beauty, you know what I'm saying, our way with words, all our contributions. One of the reasons why we're never going to be dominant is because y'all know how to think like winners. You think like property, and you want other men to think like property. Who the hell tells another man that he should give up and lay down and die? If you tell another man that only tells me one thing. And I said in another video, you think like you know what you think like. You understand? That's you. That's you, buddy. That's you. We don't do that over here. All right? Over here, we stand on business. So yesterday, we talked about the whole reaction that basically this whole narrative being spun around Drake because in the freestyle, he's addressing LeBron. Actually, hold on, man. Let's go ahead and play that real quick. You know what? I did find that John, but I totally forgot. I'm supposed to be doing the song, man. For Jersey boy, I dig you dirty boy, my piss dirty boy. I ain't sweating that hoe, I'm out here working boy. And the black man's God, know you heard me boy. When you see a black man smile at the black man still great, a lazy ass nigga with a backhand money. My bitch paying for my little lap dance. Yeah, we get a lap dance, yeah, we get it up. Like to make love to a Batman love when I come and check a bitch like a cat scan. I could be a saver, but I can't be the trash man, good kid. I be a Batman, I'm Batman, black bitch from the new Batman. Got Batman, smile at the black man, smile at the yo. Got away with it, hand, get away with it. Got away with it. He ain't get it, yo. William Cartwright with the blonde hair. I'm an old soul, I was born in the wrong year. Put me first, it's going to be all year. Yeah, I'm aging like wine, you aging in dog years. Upper middle class, shot be fucking my all pants. Step into a slim jim, get hit with the all year. Slow down for you, I'm doing my G thing. Bitch change facing my sexual mystique things. Gotta be popular, roll lives, then grateful. How man should be loving and no real so hateful. Your job to ask me if I do enough. If it's an interview, ask if I give a fuck. Put your lighters up for the Jersey boy. I dig you dirty boy, my piss dirty boy. I ain't sweating now, who I'm out here working boy. And a black man's God, know you heard me boy. Lighters up for the Jersey boy. I dig you dirty boy, my piss dirty boy. I ain't sweating now, who I'm out here working boy. And a black man's God, when you heard me boy. When you see a black man, smile at a black man. When you see a black man, smile at a black man. Yeah. 81 cares, yo, start working out. feel like, yeah, he was making working out. Karma so fly, flow away, yo, bitch ass, my baby got a beautiful soul and a big ass. I'm living hella good now, I'm living a good time, living in a good time, smoking good now. Yeah, riding around with the hood down. Yeah, I'm proud of my say, never put my hood down. You did was break your heart, then you got off easy. Black love got hard, Remy my got easy. And this is for people who got trouble moving on. It's YouTube channels, but I made you a song. Put your lighters up for the Jersey boy. I do you dirty boy, my piss dirty boy. I ain't sweating now, I'm out here working boy. And the black man's got me, you heard me boy. Yeah, that's it, man. Where my soundboard at, man? I'm unprepared. I gotta have my own applause queued up. You feel me? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Don't wait too long. Don't think too long. Oh, you ain't never gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you gonna turn around and the universe gonna be like,
you don't even do nothing. What the?
What? Thank goodness you've had your service.
You was washing tables. You was
waiting, nigga. You was waiting.
Bitch, shut the fuck up in 2020.
We know what y'all been waiting for. So like I said before, man, first for a little brief recap, man, let's go ahead and go through some of these bars, man. I don't think it's a copywritten track, so I guess it's okay and fair use. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to maybe pause at certain points and whatnot so that we don't get in too much trouble. All right, but I want you guys to have a good idea of where I'm going with it. You feel me? Also, the energy drink. We got 2 on deck. Vitamin Shop got that can sale going on for the man. Yeah. So we got C-Bum, okay? I thought that was short for Chris Bumstead, but I was wrong. So this is a nootropic drink. I'm not sure which one I should choose first, but nootropic, if you don't know, means that those are vitamins and nutrients meant to help you hack your brain and be smarter and think faster, better recall, and better mood and focus and so on and so forth. All right, I'm a little hyped up, but thank you guys for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're still watching the video.
Cut them the check, cause I hate reviewing the budgets and limits. Just pay the man. The world fell in love with the gimmicks. Even my brothers got tickets. Seemed like they loved every minute. Just know the shit is personal to us, and it wasn't just business.
So like around here is when he's kind of addressing, and ways pretty much addressing is that, like, yo, him and LeBron have had a relationship since around like 2009. So there's always this thing amongst celebrities where it's always dope to have people who are at the top of the games in different fields do photo ops and have relationships or have these fake relationships. And I was watching Angry Man show earlier. Angry Man did a brilliant breakdown about the Drake situation. And one thing he said was, and this is a realization that we're all coming to in terms of, if you seek the validation of niggas, you will never win. It's cool to be in tune with what's entertaining, what's hip, but you cannot buy too deeply into the opinions and the feelings of niggas. Because you got to realize, in the black community, men don't always realize when they doing it. But a lot of black men don't realize we have all taken on the mindset of someone who was raised by another child. And again, even if it hasn't really seemed like leadership, black women have still been able to make decisions that have had big impacts on the community. So a part of the women not being in relationships but still having kids is that she doesn't really fully grow without having a man around, because who's there to check her? Who's there to be the voice of reason on a regular basis? Because again, you only mature because of your parents. Circumstances, situations, and your ability to maybe learn from mistakes, but mostly your parents or a person who is more mature or more advanced is the only reason why we advance. So that doesn't happen. And you say, Six Paths, why are you saying that? I'm saying to say this. If you're raised by someone, and we're all raised by people who have not finished growing, That means they probably have what a part of maturity is also developing empathy, your ability to be aware of the feelings, thoughts, and experiences of the people you interact with, as well as people you do not know, and be able to see them as a human being and relate to them as a human being. Children have a hard time with that because children don't think, are not ingrained with the want to sacrifice, right? You learn, and it's not just giving tangible things, giving in general, right? So if I'm raised by another person who's not as mature, they're not going to go over. Y'all may not have the conversation about committing to things. The more you raised by your mother or you raised by women, you have a harder time committing to things, because when you're raised by your mother, there's no one there to make her keep her word, and your mother is not less likely to make you keep to your commitments. For the most part, the grievances you're going to be getting from your mother is when she wants you to do something, wants you to do something for her or give her something, or she feels as though you owe her something. She's not going to make you stick to your commitments. If you want to quit something, she's not going to say, nah, you can't do that. Nah, you can't drop out of school. She's not going to do that. Women, for the most part, are designed to kind of go with the flow, especially when it's someone else's decision. All right, for the most part, women only get really up in arms or will really stand 10 toes down, maybe if they feel as though they're in danger, or you're inconveniencing them, or you're taking something from them directly. All right, and I bring it up because, again, shout out to Angry Man. He made a great point saying that Drake is not like y'all, meaning that he wasn't raised by people who say one thing and do something else. The sentiment that some people are trying to spread about this freestyle is that Drake is complaining and crying, and he shouldn't, and it would be more masculine and more honorable for him to lay down and give up and just basically be a punk and lay down and die for the sake of y'all entertainment. Like I said before, if you think it's cool, that if you perceive this to be a battle, to be a fight and whatnot, right? So if it was your homeboy, you would tell your homeboy to say, yo, even though you've been wronged, and even though you've been treated unfairly, you should just shut the fuck up like a piece of property, because property like this phone can't talk back to me on its own. I ain't gonna lie, if this phone could talk back to me and tell me how I feel about shit, or tell me its thoughts and opinions, listen, I would talk to that phone just how y'all be talking to niggas. I'd be like, yo, fam, you tripping, you a phone. But I'm mostly saying it because that's a piece of property. It's not supposed to have an opinion. It's not supposed to be complaining about how much I charge you while watching YouTube, okay? Or how many screenshots I got in my phone. All right, it's not supposed to be telling me that. But if it did, listen, I would have the same energy that y'all be having for black men. Yo, like where do you get off and shut up? All right, so let's kind of help you guys understand how the country, how the community, how everyone sees the thoughts and opinions and feelings of black men. So what's funny is that y'all made this stupid ass argument about him not being black, but y'all sure treat him like a nigga. Y'all sure is. You know what I'm saying? So let me play a little more of this joint so you guys can get a feel what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And at some point tonight we'll do Love at the Lockup.
Analyzing behavioral patterns is someone suspicious. Niggas was never happy for me when I run up the digits, or when I'm breaking world records still as I guzzle a Guinness, or when I get my fifth made back cause the color is different. Remember we traded watches, I gave you the Arabic.
So these are a few bars, more bars that are more directed at LeBron, just so you guys have a point of reference.
You gave me a numbered edition. You would even check up on my son like a pediatrician. Sure convinced the gang that shit was rooted in love when it isn't. Show me how different we are, there's blessings in juxtaposition. I guess now you boys gotta abandon your summer tradition. Cold shoulders I gave in the Hamptons, it come with the distance. Figure we was always gonna be close like ovens and kitchens. I was sadly mistaken, the loyalty wasn't a given.
So I want to pull up this post with a bootleg Kev, and it shit is just so goddamn just despicable and disgusting, bro. Like for real. So he put up a tweet saying Drake dissed LeBron James A man whom which he tatted a portrait on his arm. You can't make this shit up. Aubrey has turned into a professional victim, I swear. 6 emojis used in total. A man that's grown should not be using this many emojis in general for a very serious situation, bro. You got to show a little more respect than that. But shout out to the comment section, because things are starting to change. Okay, someone had a bar right here. They said, if Drake is not considered hip hop, excuse me, because he's white and held Jewish, then who the hell is Bootleg Kev, and why does his opinion matter? So I actually responded to this guy earlier. He said, I mean, LeBron picked a side. They were apparently quite close, clearly, according to Drake. Why can't he feel a type of way? What's the big deal? Nigga, James and Drake's was very close. They were like brothers, and it make no mistake that shit hurts Drake's feelings. James should remain neutral like some rappers did. Some people take loyalty very seriously, and even some rappers do too. And there's too much fake loyalty out there nowadays. Someone says it's cool to label someone sensitive or soft or whatever. Maybe Drake just thought certain bonds were more solid than they actually were. You got to put yourself in a situation. I like Kendrick and Drake's music. I'm just understanding the stand on business POV. So, I responded to the first guy when he said, basically, what's the big deal about him feeling some kind of way? So I'm saying, you know what? Let me, well, actually, no, I can just say it. What I told the guy, and you know, ironically, I expanded on the point that Angry Man was making, and as a battle rapper, right? I've been in many rooms. I battle a lot of different people. There is very much a possibility that a room could be against you. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if you're battling, let's say you're battling a guy where he has a rapport with a lot of people in the room. It doesn't mean you can't rap. It doesn't mean you won't get any crowd reaction. But he's gonna get what we call the gas. Meaning that the people in the room who are there for him are going to give him way more energy when he's rapping than they are for you, because it's his room. But there's nothing wrong with that. Because in those moments, that's when you're really battling, you know what I'm saying? And you're focused on just saying your raps, and you're not being distracted by getting the validation, that crowd reaction, you know what I'm saying? Because, let's say you're calm enough and mature enough to realize that situation, all right, it ain't going to be that kind of night, you know what I'm saying? And what you do in those situations is what I would do. That's why it's important to put together a performance that moves by itself, where you can let the crowd. So the way I perform is the crowd can come into my performance, but the way I'm going to rap it, I'm going to I'm gonna try to say at the same pace and still take the same time I would take with it, whether y'all was giving me responses or not. Now, my timing isn't always what I want it to be, because when you battle rapping, it's a lot, it's really high adrenaline. And there's no beat. So there's no beat to let you know how fast or slow you're rapping at times. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the way I set my stuff up is that when I read the room as I'm rapping, and when I feel a reaction coming, I know when to stop and bring it back and allow them to say it with me. Or at least the possibility for them to say it with me. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho. With this battle, not even that. Me being a part of battle rap culture in general, you gotta realize it's full of a lot of people who ain't got shit going on, who have a lot of problems, and it's a lot of broke niggas in this shit. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. All right, it's a lot of broke activity going on, and wherever broke niggas are, there's always gonna be a lot of turmoil, arguing, and pretty much just men acting like bitches. Because you got to realize battle rappers get really in their feelings, and they're very, very emotional. All artists are really emotional, but rappers in particular, you know what I'm saying? Because again, artists in general, just more fragile people. Because a lot of times they think that their magic comes from the fucked up part of them, and it's not necessarily them honing the basics of a skill or just working on the actual craft. You know what I'm saying? And I get it to a certain degree, but that's also why a lot of artists they never get anywhere because you don't spend enough time creating your product and creating a product in general. Like those songs I'll be performing in the beginning of the show, like yo, those are my records. Excuse me. As this audience grows, it ain't just but one song. But just like that, I'm promoting a record. Just like that, you now have heard the record. And for those who like it, they'll be able to hear it on Spotify, hear it there. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. That wasn't possible 20 years ago. Wasn't possible 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only going to be getting a better like setup. So soon I'll be able to do like a real performance live and the audio going to be banging. You feel me? And we're going to be having a good time in this bitch. You understand? You know what I mean? So, you know.
Goodness, you've had your surgery.
We're good to go.
Shout out to the C-Bum. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. So Citrus Burst. Citrus Burst. All right, I gotta take a break around 8 o'clock to do something. Hold on, y'all.
Because I always respected your hairline on television.
Get up and get out of them relationships. Like, why are you here, bro?
We still here, bro. All right, man. But I want to go back to this comment section real quick. I thought someone made a really well. Actually, no. The very first post I saw was the Drake hate is very real. So, like I said before, I mean, if you're great at anything, if you're talented at anything, if you're a handsome guy, if you was ever good at ball, if you ever had anything people wanted, at some point, if you're being honest with yourself, you've experienced some kind of hate. Now, to a certain degree, I think black men have a higher tolerance for it. First of all, men have a higher tolerance for punishment and abuse in general. You know what I mean? So we're not always going to just realize, oh my God, oh wow, you're being, this is abusive. Because for the most part, we try to deal with our problems. And we don't always realize when the other person, I don't want to say is the problem, but they're not being genuine. Right? Because again, if you've never had those heartfelt conversations where you learn accountability and whatnot, you have a hard time knowing when and where you're right. Because you have no process for testing your logic. All right, you have no process for testing your logic. You're not. There's nothing. You don't have anything to measure it with. You're not measuring it with nothing. You're just basically saying, this is how I feel today, and it's not right. All right. And that's why like spirituality is really important. I keep saying we don't all gotta do the same thing or even believe in the same things, right? But what's really important is that we all have something that we're invested in, something that something outside of ourselves that we use to guide the code that we come up with. That's one thing I like that Angry Man say. He talks about having your own personal code. And I do think that you should have a personal code. And from that, when I heard that, made me think you should have your own personal code where you build off of these things. All right, I learned this from my faith, but also I'm going to build on top of that and give myself more accountability, more honest, because we know living an honorable life means a fruitful and peaceful life. That's another reason why men became better, because men started realizing, well, not even realizing, we've always tried to have peace, but we realize the more peaceful things are, and the more that we control chaos and control crime, the world becomes safer, and then we can move forward. Because one of the reasons why we can move forward is because of patriarchy, because of the government, because of structure. You understand? But going back to the hate, we get into all that. People always do this with people who are truly great or truly amazing. All right, and again, great men throughout time and space, throughout history, especially since we've had media. All great men are shitted on all day, every day by thousands, if not millions of people. All right, who make it a point to entertain themselves by not appreciating the talent and greatness of said person. Here we go. Yeah, another drink.
Get up and get out of them relationships. Like, why are you here, bro?
What I also was saying was, what I had to realize about with hip hop, right? And I realized that, yo, I don't regret any of my time in battle rap, and I'm still in battle rap, right? But I had to realize what I was getting out of it, because I started kind of really analyzing my relationships with the people in it, because before I was never really interacting with battle rappers as often as I have in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? In terms of like one-on-one and interacting on a regular basis. And again, throughout a lot of my travels with being around different kind of people, I realized more and more it's about that mindset. The mindset is everything. People are not always able to understand or express their feelings. Because also you gotta realize too that when you're great at something, it can trigger the other person and make them think about what they may never be, what they can't control, right? And you know, whatever people are feeling on the inside, that's how they want you to feel. But anywho, what I realized at some point is that, yo, it's weird for a man to need other people to tell him how big his cock is. I don't need anyone to tell me how big my cock is. Meaning that I don't need validation from nobody. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't need, I don't always need a pat on the back or a crowd reaction or a bunch of validation for things I create if I think they're good. Because if this other thing that I created was good, there's no way anything I do could be whack. Whether it was bad timing for you or whatever. All right, cool. But I know for a fact that's the same as looking at a beautiful woman and saying, I feel you, but yo, last Tuesday you was an ugly bitch last Tuesday. Oh my God, you was ugly. I couldn't stand looking at you. I never seen you so ugly before. That's how y'all sound. And that's how niggas will talk to you. By their logic, they will be looking at a beautiful woman, but because you know what? She said some stuff. Matter of fact, it's the same as yo, well, no, this don't always happen, but in the extreme situation where this guy's trying to talk to a girl, and the girl don't want to talk to him, and he cusses her out or calls her a name and so on and so forth, right? That is a prime example of that nigga mindset of basically, again, what I always tell y'all, discrediting people. That's a psychological and social attack to discredit. Always look out for that shit. Always look at people who want to lie on your accomplishments and lie on what you've done. All right, we're going to take a break. I have to feed my child. All right, we back, baby. Hold on, what?
Come and get me, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't know what's going on. They never had my back.
He told me how much he wants to protect you.
They never had my back.
I'm back, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Yeah. All right, man. As we continue to chop this fable, you understand? All right, man, let's go ahead and get to this next conversation. So, Drake had a bar in the Fighting Irish freestyle. We're going to keep digging into you weak niggas with your weak thinking. And we will no longer, well, I will no longer. I'm the cowboy. I'm the spiritual, I'm a spiritual warrior. Okay? I'm good with a solo mission. I'm versatile. Men gotta be able to know how to roll with the group and also realize, oh, this is my journey. This is my story where I'm the hero. This is my story where I'm going to sacrifice. I don't need y'all to be with me. You understand? And y'all gotta have the same resolve for things you believe in. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm going to be a part of change that I want to see in this world. Like, share, subscribe if you still watching the video, man. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? And you know what else?
Sooner or later, her cookies get crushed.
You know Cookies about to get crushed, my nigga. And Kendrick Lamar's cookies about to get crushed too. So Drake had a bar in a Fighting Irish freestyle, the one where essentially we have just all these men acting like mean girls, aka beings who basically people with manginas. Like people who think like me. You know why you think like a mean girl? Because again, you raised by someone who never finished developing, and what you develop is a bias towards what's convenient for you. That's one of the reasons why a lot of black people are starting to speak out against the left, because a part of being with the left is that there's a belief that you have as this is what kind of sums up like liberal thinking, right? Is that for the most part you think that you have the authority to tell someone how to think and feel, and if they don't think and feel like you have the right to punish them one way or the other. Whether it's you don't talk to them, whether it's shaming tactics, whatever it is. But basically, you think it's your job to have a reaction. So that person, so you leave an imprint on that person, let them know, hey, no, you can't do that. Listen, it's somebody right now that, we was real cool, had a great rapport. Then one day I saw them and whatnot, and like I even give them the room to like give me a cold shoulder. I just felt the energy. I said, oh man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not giving you no satisfaction with that. And I told her too, I'm really good at reading people. She didn't even get a chance to I don't know what happened. I don't know what that shit was about and whatnot. Someone I got a great rapport with. We kick it, we talk, laugh, and everything on a regular basis. One day, I see it, and again, it wasn't nothing dramatic and whatnot, but it was a different vibe. I said, oh nah, listen. And then, but also, you know what else too? You could be going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Everything ain't my business. But if it's not that, if it's not nothing righteous, this is you thinking that you're going to either punish me or you think that it's up to you to take on the act of shunning me in some kind of way. Get out of here with that shit. Get on. You know what I'm saying? You got you know what else? You know what?
Get up and get out of them relationships.
Get out of them relationships, man. It's Six Paths TV. I'm sorry, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but on Six Paths TV is one of my jobs to help you improve your relationship to people, places, and things. It's one of my jobs to help you build your faith. Because without faith, where's your resolve come from? How do you know to keep going? How are you able to do long-term thinking? How do you know you're making the right choice? Man, listen, your boy been walking by faith really since I touched down, son. I mean, on the earth. When I enter this dimension, your boy been winning. Man, I had teen parents. You understand? We ain't come from no money or nothing like that. I'm saying, like, how divine is my time, and that I'm born into a family where my grandfather a preacher, and he had church in the house. You know what I'm saying? My grandma had a good job down there at welfare. You know what I mean? We had a house and everything on the nice side of Irvington. You know what I mean? Essentially living the American dream. I could have been born into any situation, and my heart goes out to people who have been. But I could have been born into any time, any situation, but I was born into this time, and I have faith. You know what I'm saying? That I'm always exactly where I need to be at. And I have faith that I'm exactly where I need to be at right here, right now. And I'm here to tell you that K-Dot album is trash. GNX is, that was nasty. Sorry. No, I like Kendrick with when he put, like, let's say if the bar can only fit 20 words, he put 35 words in there. I like Kendrick that rap his heart out. I like Kendrick that's really, really trying to rap. We cool with you experimenting, because the nigga was trying to experiment, and you're not Kanye, man. I'm sorry, man. But listen, I always accepted K-Dot having a bunch of music that I don't like, because I understand that and again, even then, I'm still making I don't say a concession, but I'm accepting from something from him that I wouldn't accept from, say, a Jay-Z. People don't want to accept no goddamn experiment from Jay-Z. They want Jay to give them one. Period. You look for Jay to give you one. Like with Nas. Nas got a bunch of songs you ain't never going to hear, you ain't never going to like. It's not so Nas damn near 50 years old that Nas is putting out projects that people are saying, yo, man, yo, Cake Disease is really good. It's probably because the goddamn beats are good. Like, Nas didn't give an F about what y'all thought to the point where he not even trying to choose good beats. That nigga just basically would just rap. And because of y'all, first of all, black folks' identity crisis is it's so much of a problem. And I know what it is. I'm trying to say that we don't realize how big of a problem it is and how it impacts how we see a lot of different things. That's why certain people can come around and scam y'all into shit and scam y'all into ideas, even with like relationship content. And once I started listening to Angry Man, I realized, yo, all these people are teaching you something. And I like Kevin Samuels because I was learning something. And that's where I realized with all content, people have to feel as though they've learned something and they have to walk away with something. You have to have given them something. Hold on, y'all. So, and that's with anything you create, anything you give, even with the raps. That's another reason why we don't give a fuck about these niggas. It's a lot of talented niggas out there, but being as though it's an unlimited wave, unlimited sea of talented people mixed in with people who are just famous for the sake of being famous. You know what I'm saying? But with all content, people have to feel as though they're getting something out of it. They're learning something. It's something that they can relate to and that they can identify with. You understand? And you know, and what I realized, for a lot of people in these spaces, man, shit get real muddy when you don't do things in righteousness. And one thing I like that Angry Man has taught is that he teaches free thought. And even there's times people don't realize that someone expressing their opinion in a strong way is influential. It's a powerful thing. And it's very hard sometimes to hear someone's opinion if it sounds right. If you don't feel strongly about it, especially if you don't feel strongly about it, you may just take on their opinion. And listen, we know it's much easier to hear someone say some shit that sounds about right and say, all right, I'm going to go with that. We all do it. We've all done it. It's fine. Okay? It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Goodness, you've had your surgery.
We're good to go.
We good to go. I don't know. Oh, it's orange flavor. Oh, I thought this was orange mango. Who bought Blanca? Who bought Blanca? Shout out to Almin. Yo, check out the Almin Tiny Desk. That brother, he's a real big Sudanese guy from the UK. At least, and we at least got a UK accent. And he wears like he dresses like mad Muslim. He switched it up too. Like he has some videos where he like singing in the house and shit. Yeah, got some nasty clothes on. I ain't gonna hold you. But real charismatic fellow. I ain't gonna lie. I pray and I hope that he don't smell bad. Cause listen, cause a lot of fat dudes be smelling bad. I ain't gonna hold you. Like niggas that's fat, we smelling bad. I remember we used to have this small ass little car. One of the first nice car I ever got was a Ford Fiesta, the smallest car ever. Back then I didn't understand how car loans worked. I didn't understand that, you know, they was gonna show me two cars. I thought that they was tripping. They didn't understand what's going on. I thought I was fooling them, so I just said, whatever. Okay, I'll take it, and I just drove away. You know what I'm saying? And I never saw him again. And one time, this dude I used to buy weed from, his name was Crunch. Shout out to Crunch. Yo, Crunch got in my car. He asked me for a ride. I was a really, really fat dude. Super, super fat dude. Hope he's good. That nigga got in the car. I'll never forget. This happened a few times. Where I had a real fat dude next to me. A lot of times, yo, you always smell a little bit of pee on him. Y'all gotta make sure y'all shake the snake. Pause.
Who are these niggas? I cried around one of them.
You know what I'm saying? like,
We need to stay away from these niggas.
Hope those brothers are doing good. So let's check out this bar real quick, man. Let's check it out. So Drake said, "Who's got the most to lose? Who's in that other position? Signal conversations, boy. I hope they double encryption. I hate to see the empires crumble under judges' convictions." So, pardon me. This is in reference to this whole suit. So, with Drake and UMG. So, let me go and read this shit real quick. Over the past several months, Drake has repeatedly sought to engage UMG in discussion to resolve the ongoing harm he suffered as a result of UMG's actions. UMG refused to engage in negotiations and insisted that the UMG is not responsible for its actions. This is from Elliot Wilson. All right. Also says, instead, UMG has pointed the finger at Mr. Duckworth and insisted that Drake should take legal action against Mr. Duckworth rather than UMG, and even threatened to bring its own legal claims against Mr. Duckworth if Drake were to pursue claims against UMG. So basically, I didn't really get what this meant at first. So basically, what according to this shit, Universal is basically going to put Kendrick all the way out there, and they have some kind of proof or some information in regards to this whole thing. It's gonna make him look crazy, and it was designed for it to happen that way. So basically, this is going to end badly for Kendrick either way, at least in terms of what the facts are, and it's going to get harder and harder to kind of. I don't know, man. I don't know what to even call this shit, but just keep this whole thing going, and which I think is really crazy. But also, what they're also saying is that basically Universal Music Group has information that they are willing to provide in order to give Drake a case if he wants to sue him directly. Now, Drake is not going to do that. I mean, the whole point is that Drake and UMG are trying to renegotiate a deal. We all know what's going on, and we're seeing the dots be connected. Okay, this is a really complicated chess game that a lot of us may not have been what we say privy to, party to. You know what I'm saying, or been able to understand. We even have a lot of people online who keep making comments about, yeah, you can't do that in a battle. You can't sue. If you lost, you lost. And I've experienced this personally, where I could be saying something to some niggas, and because they're coming into the situation with the mindset of, I'm going to undermine him because I know he's smart, or I know he's intelligent, or he's making too much. Basically, there will be times where you're around niggas and they will be not uncomfortable or annoyed at you making too much sense, annoyed at you pushing things forward, annoyed at you providing some structure to the situation so shit can move forward. I'm a type of nigga that moves shit forward. Pardon me. Because I'm a type of nigga that makes shit happen. You understand? And just my understanding of time and how I see time makes me so much more dangerous than you niggas. But anywho, going back to this Drake case, I saw some shit the other day. Now this isn't the first time that we've seen some disturbing ish like this, man. But the Drake hate is crazy. All right. And you know something I heard Angry Man say that I thought was really important was that when Drake and Pusha T was beefing, not even beefing, it's the same shit. The whole diss is based off of a picture from a movie he did where he's in blackface. I believe it was for the movie. Blackface, when done by white people, is usually to imitate a black person. If you were a black person doing blackface, and again, it was for a movie. And again, I remember even when it happened, people were saying that What the fuck? Was there a candid video that you saw of Drake in blackface and he's dancing for white folk? Like, obviously, it was for a short film, and no one even looked into what the film was about, or like what it was. Or even watched it. You just saw this picture and said, "All right, well, I want to get into that narrative because it's easier to look at successful people as pieces of shit or scandalous or basically just assume the worst about them and not see them as human for the sake of entertainment. It's just nasty work, man. Why do you want the work to be so nasty? You know what I'm saying? But anywho. Drake's mom shared a nice message over the holidays. That's what she said.
Change in life. It's not always when you want it, how you want it, but things will get better. I promise you, they will get better for you. So tonight is an opportunity for us to be excited for the people that will have something now in their life to change their year ahead, their years ahead. Sometimes it just takes one thing. It's what you do with it that will make the difference as well.
So. Real one. W.
Yo, first of all, what you mean that Drake ain't a real one? Fam, hey, yo, you see this shit? And again, I bought the whole thing with Drake and Pusha T and whatnot because Pusha's angle was that Drake basically got kids out here that he not claiming and everything, right? When no one from his son's side of the family, his son's mother's side of the family, said that Drake was neglecting his child. The baby mother never said that. He was never, and there was no corporate, there was none of that. It wasn't any of that. And you niggas bought into it. That's what he was rapping about. The story of Adidon or whatever was basically about like, yo, you got this kid that you're not telling us about, and this and that. And I remember thinking, the child ain't but a year. I think the baby was 2 years old at this point. I think the child was 2 years old at that point. You know what I mean? And Drake actually did do a sit down. I think with Elliot Wilson. He did like an interview on his channel and whatnot, where he talked about a lot of different things. But he talked about the child and everything, and he explained what. Levi, go ahead and tap it, baby. All right, when I'm done with the show, we gotta go to bed. Where he broke down like everything he went to make sure that this was his child, because he had to confirm before announcing it. But also too, and I remember thinking even back then, I'm thinking, what business is it of y'all's if he got a kid or not, or what goes on with his family? Like what do you know what I'm saying? But niggas bought into that. You bought into it based off the content. You bought into it based off of what he was saying. And I remember even like him being on the Joe Budden podcast talking about the shit like. It's just great, man. Don't get me wrong. Some of the track, a lot of the Pusha T album, especially the first one, we just adore you. The songs weren't really good like that. Like it's like we like it because we like you, but actually, though that album was the first album he had where it was a little more like you're not. It's easier to listen to. You know what I'm saying? It's not this shit where like you're not flowing over the beat. Because Pusha do this shit where not so much now, but he do this shit where he don't really be flowing. You know what I'm saying? He kind of, it's like you're barely rapping on beat. It's like what Kiss used to do, but worse. You know, and I like Pusha. I'm not. It's like, but again, we have artists where we tolerate different things from them. Like again, you don't hold Pusha to the same standard that you hold Drake. You would never let Drake give you the same level of basically a production that Pusha gives you. Okay, if you want to lie and say that them entire albums is good, I like Pusha, but yo, I'm just saying, bro, it's not the same. It's not the same level of production. It's just not, and it's cool. Pusha is someone. Listen, he's a part of a group called the Clips, and again, we have nostalgia with Pusha. Pusha really got a fan base, really like for real. I became a fan of Pusha T when his brother broke up as a group, and Kanye for the most part gave him a whole resurgence And he did a whole lot of really stiff rapping. But Kanye, the production that he put him over made him sound so good. Like even like his Lamborghini Mercy verse. You know what I'm saying? Like amazing verse. You know what I'm saying? But Kanye knew that was the power of the producer. Kanye knew what to do with Pusha T. But again, people will buy into narratives just because it's easier. You know what I'm saying than forming their own thoughts. Especially if it's a negative narrative about someone that you'll never be able to match or someone you'll never be able to compete with. Because that's the reality for a lot of people. You'll never be able to compete with this guy. You'll never be able to win against this guy. And when men are not secure with themselves, listen, that can be heavy. That can be real heavy. And another reason why I brought this shit up was because this is a positive post. And people still wrote nasty comments under that shit. Someone wrote, we love all the mamas, but your son got smoked. Somebody put the same dude put a gift from Kendrick under there. Got so cooked that he called his mom's. So on that stream, I believe it was giving away money and gifts and stuff like that for the holidays. It's a family thing. I don't see Kendrick doing nothing like that. Actually, I never see the nigga with his kids. The picture that Jackie trying to put out there, that really looks like he took that picture. He hadn't seen him for a minute. I don't know. But I'm just saying. And listen, and I'm not saying we have to see Kendrick with his kids. I'm just saying, like, in public, I've seen so many more flicks and videos of Drake with his son than I ever see of Kendrick with these kids. And again, I remember when somebody had posted, that was so disgusting for Drake to talk about Kendrick not being around his family, and they had this picture of him with kneeling down, smiling with the kids, and it was a picture from a couple of years ago. It wasn't recently, you know what I'm saying? And that was the whole point that Drake was getting at in Family Matters was like fam, why are you making people think that you're someone that you're not, that you're basically this poor righteous teacher, someone who's so humble and they just don't want nothing, you know what I'm saying, type shit. My bad, y'all. We still here, man. Let's like, share, subscribe, man. Like, share, subscribe. Anywho, I think so that's enough on that. I think, man. I think this situation was really I think again it's really eye opening. And if you're an individual that has anything to lose, you're an individual that wants to be great, you're an individual that wants to, you gotta realize that if you choose to be great, you will be alone. Especially for the men. And you can waste a lot of time looking for support or expecting people to support you. And you have to be more accepting. I don't say you have to be. But apparently in this situation, for the most part, the higher up you go, for the most part, people are more comfortable with the idea that you're not allowed to do anything wrong. And if you do anything that even seems wrong, it's okay for me to come at you. And basically, in so many words, in the black community, in the hip hop community, we have bought into the idea of I'm okay with seeing something bad happen to a person that I don't like. So even again, even if we go with your narrative, right? If you perceive, and again, shout out to Angry Man, he made this point too. If in your mind you feel as though this person has lost and they're doing bad and they're going outside, your instinct is basically to kick them while they're down. So if you think this person's down, so your instinct is, we should all kick him while he's down. We should all shit on him. And, because again, people basically saying so many words like, bro, like, so what if they betrayed you? Like, so what? Like, can you shut the fuck up? Like, I'm enjoying this fantasy over here. So, because again, you relate more to Kendrick because you probably ain't shit. Because again, in Kendrick world, Kendrick don't have to make bops. If you think don't get me wrong, when I say the album is whack, I'm talking about in terms of an album from a GOAT. I don't need them to be the best songs in the world and whatnot. My nigga, don't give me Not Like Us 10 more times. I didn't like that flow to begin with. What happened, babe? What happened? Done what? Done what? You done with what?
Done the show.
Done with the show? I'm still doing the show. You want to say hello?
Put your app right there.
You already looked at it, babe. Okay, hold on, y'all. All right, so you want to spell it? Okay. You know I saw Mr. Bushi. Okay. Mr. B. No, Mitsu. Okay. You see it right there? Okay, space. That's for Outlander. So you know I spell it. Yeah, spelling it right now somehow. So when he does this, right, I used to think that he was staring at the top of the screen. Cause I be looking at his eyes, and everything. Actually, I guess he's kind of copying it. Okay, you see it? See up there? So all right, so I don't know what that's about, but so I'm really concerned because he's still not where he needs to be with his reading and writing, which is really concerning because I want to get him to where we can start working on his survival skills more. Because if you got kids in general, that has to be an ongoing thing from the time they're small that you help them with their survival skills and go over like plans and contingency plans and what they're supposed to do, and also giving them the jewels of how to go about living. Because again, if you can teach your kids and your family and friends to live a righteous life, they'll have less problems. They have a more peaceful life because there's never nothing bad coming to them. And anywho, all right, man. Let's get into Love After Lockup. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, man. Let's get into all right, man. Let's get into Sam, man. He is this season. I'm sorry. Hold on. We're going into a different segment of the show, man. I gotta stay true to my whole performance. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like what? What?
Because I always respected your hairline on television.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? On this channel, we believe in tradition. So I can't give you this brief cook on Love After Lockup without the song. Love After Lockup time. Love After Lockup time. It's Daddy's favorite show. It's Daddy's favorite show. It's the whole performance in here. Listen, I'm a whole showman in these streets. You understand? We about to do a brief recap from this week's episode of Love After Lockup. You know my channel. I'm here to help you improve your relationship to people, places, and things. I'm here to help you improve your communication. The same voice you think with, the same voice you talk with. Ultimately, the grand goal is to get y'all all to grow the fuck up. What we're missing the most in this world is maturity. Okay? So I like to watch these kind of things so that we can look at what I call dating market relationship predators. They are like apex predators in relationships. On one hand, we have the person in jail who's usually hustling. And the person that they wind up with when they come out of jail is usually the person that was just the best option. Especially if they're good looking, all right? On this season, we had, so what men will do when they don't want to go, because again, becoming a man is painful. Becoming a man is tough, man. It's really hard, pause. But it's really tough. But becoming a man is also about being willing to get your hands dirty, being willing to be uncomfortable, and putting in work and having faith. Because what I'm saying, when you have no faith, that has a huge impact on your decisions and your long-term thinking. You're not going to be able to ever commit to anything or stay with something. It's because I got faith that I kept doing these videos. You know how many videos I've done? You know how much work I put in over the last year? Like, I've done so much freaking content, yo. I have to constantly go through my StreamYard and erase old videos to make room for new videos. You know how many hours of storage I have in my StreamYard? 200 hours. 200. I need to sit down and put out Probably like 15 shorts for actually like today, because I didn't put that many out yesterday. I think I put out one today. So listen, I'm putting out anywhere between 5 to 15 shorts a day. I put out almost a video every single day, if not a few times a day. Now I'm going through the archives, cutting shit up, and putting stuff out there, man. We in here working, you understand? But anywho, when men don't want to go through the process, all right, this is all right. First and foremost, you don't have to even be a fighter necessarily, but you should know how to do something physically, right? But when you don't want to do that, or even be in a warrior's body, meaning that you don't even make sure that you have a manly looking body, right? You for one don't have much sex. Again, the idea is that you should signal to her biologically that she's looking at a man. Sam is not built like a man. So men who are made like this, right? And also, who are nice guys and basically the kind of men who can be convinced of shit can fall into these kind of relationships. So he's in a sexless relationship where he's a regular guy, a regular Joe. And he gives this girl all his money. So I don't know what his relationship is with this black guy. It's kind of weird, but let's check it out.
I would like some more wine.
I guess we drink a little too much. I guess we drink.
Praying unit, this call is being recorded. Hello?
Hi, Baba. I'm recovering from last night with Cameron.
Drink that much? After we talked yesterday, I'm really sorry. I really gotta work on my anger.
Well,
But I love you.
love you too, honey.
Hello?
I believe she hung up on him at the bar. I forgot what they was talking about, but she had hung up on him when she had called him the day before. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, he ain't saying anything. First of all, he came to pick his homeboy up, and his homeboy done spent the night, and he walking around with no clothes on. I don't like it.
Yeah, Brennan.
Hi, Crystal.
Everything alive?
Oh, it's tough.
I guess we drink a little too much.
Do anything else?
Pause. First of all, nigga, put your shirt. First of all, Cameron, when he came in the room, I done told nigga, listen, bro. I know y'all ain't here doing the whole scene, but nigga, at least put a shirt on. Already look crazy, and I'm coming through the living room. And I done spent the night here. We don't know under what context. Maybe he drove them home. I don't know. But I hope it ain't nothing strange.
We checked out the town a little bit after we left.
I don't like any of these faces he making.
Some
You know what's funny is he looks like he looks like the kind of black guy that has a lot of white friends.
hillbillies in the backwoods. We had fun, trying to recover, rehydrate.
You'll feel like coming today?
Of course. Cameron's flying out, so I'll make it happen.
I visit Crystal about 2 times a month. Being able to hug and kiss Crystal is quite electrifying. You know.
Let me tell you something. You see the body language? They are taking pictures like the first people to ever take pictures, where it would just be a man and wife side by side, just standing there, to the point where the white guy just holding his pitchfork like a devil, like a devil. You ever seen one of those pictures where it's like a man and wife? You know, because every time it's an old story, they always farming, and they got a farm and whatnot. The man just got a pitchfork, and the other lady she just has a bonnet. You know what I mean? She's just mad humble. You know what I mean? But anyway, fam, even the body language, man. First of all, goodness gracious, I couldn't have no women in jail, bro. I couldn't have women in jail. Yo, I would talk to you so crazy. I would call you out your name, cause first of all, this is what make I understand. Here's what make I understand. Women, and it's effed up that women do it, right? But women, especially when you listen to these stupid ass 50-50 conversations, right? Women basically what they tell you is that, yeah, I'll be in a relationship. You get the draws and whatnot, but But basically, there's different tiers that you get in different relationships that I can give you. Whereas for the most part, the man mostly has like regular guys who don't, let's say he's not a player, right? Has one kind of relationship he gives. When and this is how you got to look at it. Look at yourself like a good job, a good place of employment, a good business. If someone leaves and stops working there, does the business go away? No. You're going to have to just replace that person. And that person may be amazing. That person may be super hard to replace. But guess what? If they decide, hey, I don't want to work here anymore, the business has to go on. But just like say, I always use Target as a great example. The title of wife is like a great wife, regional manager. All right? Someone that you kind of cool with, sales associate. Someone that you kind of, that, yo, she good for, we can hang out once in a while, seasonal, per diem. There's plenty of jobs where they have different conditions of you getting paid. Some people are employees, some people are float, whatever. You know what I mean? Some people are just, or they're from a staffing agency, right? But it's just different levels to it. And he's giving her, and this is what the guy who wins the simp sweepstakes always does. What he always does is always a guy who's trying to buy the woman's love. And don't get me wrong, we all love to be generous. We love to give. All again, men who are righteous, we are all generous, right, brother? If you're going to be paying like this, you should be at least pay like you. There's definitely some girl nearby who will at least let you smell her. You know what I'm saying? And she may be using you for a food date. But at least you could be across from her and shit. And she might look alright. And there's a possibility that you can smash. First of all, this one right here don't even want to give him phone sex. I mean, be honest with you, she give me like lesbian vibes. Alright. Women's hustle game be so crazy that there will be actual like lesbians and still be with a man. Because listen, women don't have money like that. When women need money, they have to go around men for that. That's why you see a lot of these like actual studs, the gay girls who dress like boys, talking about, yo, I might gotta get a man. I don't know. I think I'm cool on being a stud. I think I'm gonna put on a dress.
It's a profound experience almost each time.
Cookies get crushed.
Nigga.
Have you checked in with Rita?
Yeah, honey. So I've got some bad news.
Always bad news.
Rita texted me early this morning that she's not feeling good and she doesn't want to come today. I know you're disappointed because it's been a while.
Just please check on her. I'm just going to give you something else to worry about.
Well, honey, I don't know if I've got the time.
Can you check on her on the way?
That's 30 minutes out of the way, honey. I'll try to, stop by. I'm gonna get dressed and then head out here shortly.
Love you.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
I was raised by my mother and my stepfather, but it was a very, very toxic, dysfunctional, drug-fueled family life. So at an early age, I moved in with my grandmother, Rita, and from that point forward, she was my mom. She was my dad.
And I'm not trying to squash a story or nothing like that. But I want to get into what she's asking him about. So she's asking him to drive out now a half hour out the way to go check on her grandmother. Which again, I understand she's concerned and stuff like that, and she's not to come in. But everything that Sam is doing, he could be doing for a woman that's actually free. Now, another thing that's crazy is that she may not be getting out for another 7 years. But let me explain to you why he's in the relationship. He's in the relationship because he is on the spectrum when it comes to relationships. A lot of people on this show are people who, not that they're autistic, but they are like, let's say, I'm sorry. Autism is a spectrum, right? People like this, people who make these kinds of like social decisions, they are on the lowest level of all. Basically, people who are like really quirky, people who are uncomfortable basically with the opposite sex. They're not gay or nothing like that, but they're uncomfortable with the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? And what it really is that, he doesn't really want to be. Everyone in this show, for the most part, they don't really want to be in a relationship. No one on the show wants to be in a relationship. The person coming out of jail is mostly doing it out of survival. Actually, know what it is? They're all doing this shit out of survival. They all think, all right, if I go this route, you gotta fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? But again, a person who is normal and thinks normally does not think it's a good idea to have a convicted felon in their house, or want that person to come home from jail straight to the house. You know what I mean? And what it really is that for the women, it's mostly that, you don't have options like that. Doesn't mean that no one likes you. Doesn't mean that you can't get sex. And for some women, if you're not cute like that, that may not be happening after a certain age, right? But in general, Melissa Ford, someone who was attractive enough to be in music videos, is 48, single, and childless. Shout out to her for being childless, because you know what? Listen, if you know that my views have changed, if you are not the nicest person, if you think you're a selfish person, yes, you do not need to be having no kids. So that does make sense. So shout out to her for not bringing more children into the world and not being able to get them a stable environment. But anyway, I'm just saying that when she told her story, I'm gonna react to that at some point. She talks about basically the last man to ever take her serious which was when she was 25. And she talked about being offended that he said to her, "No one's ever going to love you how I love you." And she was offended. And she was offended because, again, in the mind of the American B-Dub, she has to be, every man has to be an option. Or how can I say? You can't be happy if you can't recognize your limitations. And you can't recognize your opportunities. A lot of that comes from no faith. You can't recognize opportunities if you have no faith. And listen, that may be a different journey for a lot of y'all. But I want you guys to really think about that, and I want you to think about what does faith mean to you. And what is your spiritual journey? Over this last 2 years, I've been on an intense spiritual journey where every single time, no matter what, even when things wasn't perfect, even when things was tough, I had exactly what I needed. And I took the challenges I went through, and in my Buddhist practice, we look at that as showing actual proof. Because I can go through all these challenges and say, I turned poison into medicine. And in my travels, I learned, I want you guys to also live 100% righteous, meaning that there is no bad juju coming for you. You know what I'm saying? You pay all your debts, you settled all griefs amicably and peacefully, and you gave yourself to solve those problems. All right?
It was everything.
Please leave your message.
Hey Rita, it's Sam. I'm just checking in on you. Give me a text or call back as soon as you can. Love you. Bye.
The hardest thing about being in prison for me is not being there for my grandmother. She is the queen of my life, and she is the reason why I get up every single day.
So she's already pretty much basically taken over his life. And she's also, Alec, basically delegated some of her responsibilities, or would be responsibilities to him. And what she's also doing is, again, she's putting him into the property mindset where, she's saying, all right, well, listen, let my grandma use you a little bit. Go ahead and give her some masculinity. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's just nasty work, bro. He need to
get up and get out of them relationships.
You gotta get about them. Gotta get by there, man. Get on out of there. All right, man. Let's see what happens in the rest of this scene, man. What's going on here?
Look after her. It's a security that I've never.
Judging by how the black guy's face look, he's going to try to help him out and try to help him get out of it.
I wish they understood the sacrifice I make.
Yeah.
For their family I came into.
Yeah. It's definitely not respectful to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not balanced. I feel like it's heavily in one direction. I don't know if it's a savior complex or he just happened 3-hour drive. That's a far drive.
Exactly. It's like my whole schedule revolves around Crystal and Rita.
Right.
I wish they understood the sacrifice I make.
Yeah.
You know, for their family I came into.
Yeah. It's definitely not respectful to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not balanced. I feel like it's heavily in one direction. I don't know if it's a savior complex or if he just happened to fall into a situation where somebody needed somebody.
Hang out here until your ride gets here.
All right, man.
See you, bud. Take care.
Yeah. But there's also being realistic. I don't want him to not be able to, like, experience life because he put his on hold.
Hey, Riri, if you can hear me, pick up.
Fair use.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from Crystal. Hello?
I'm pissed. Rita's not getting in touch with me at all.
It's not good, Sam. It's not like her to not answer the phone.
Well, I know, but I've got, like, not even 5 minutes to spare. I'm just pissed and frustrated. I just want to get out there. I don't want to deal with all this all the time.
I'm sorry. I know it's a burden on you. I want to see you, but there's always next time.
I hope everything is okay with Rita, but those visits can be quite important. You know, I get to finally talk with her without anybody listening in. To have it kind of stripped away is beyond frustrating.
Just let me know what happened.
All right, I will.
Okay.
Oh, so is she saying that she's canceling their visit because she wants him to go to her grandma's house? First of all, that's another thing too. When women really want to see you, they don't care what's going on. Okay? But actually we're gonna stop it there. I want to comment on what the black friend said. A lot of times when men get into these kind of relationships, it's because you don't want to focus on yourself and you can't stand the spotlight being on you. Your woman's supposed to be focused on you. I don't want to make it sound over righteous and say you're misshading, because that's all personal, right? But just on some basic shit, she's supposed to be focused on you. Period. It's supposed to be like the Joker and Harlequin, all right? It's supposed to be that level of interest, of involvement, of her reflecting who you are. Harlequin became the direct reflection of Joker. They're crazy as hell, but that's how she's supposed to. It's supposed to be those kind of aspects to it. Not you changing your whole life for this person. And like his black friend said, it's heavily jaded in her direction. It's only you giving her support. And like I said before, he don't want to take his masculine journey. Let me tell you something. He need to go ahead and get in shape. Stop talk. First of all, he can stop talking to both of them right now, never speak to them again, and nothing's going to happen to him. And he may not realize that. And again, most American men, Western men, your relationship is Stockholm syndrome. Most of them are. If you're a nice guy, you're in a Stockholm syndrome relationship where you're with someone that you don't really like. Y'all don't really have a good relationship, and they mostly just use you. You're an emotional punching bag, and they use you as a resource. Anyway, I got work tomorrow, man. I love y'all, man. Like, share, and subscribe if you're still in the video and everything. And yo, man, love y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all soon. Peace. Yeah.